You don't have to put tomatoes in a lasagna. Just ask the Italians. In the northern city of Genoa, where basil pesto is king, that's what they use to flavor a beautiful light version. Now, Christie's here, and she's going to show us how to make this new-to-me version of lasagna at home.
Well, Bridget, lasagna is delicious, but it's often really heavy.
Right.
But when you start with a bright, flavorful pesto, then it really lightens everything up, and it can almost feel like a summery version of your hearty lasagna.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Some lasagnas start with ricotta, some start with cottage cheese. For this one, we're going to start with a bechamel.
All right.
I've melted 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter over medium heat. And then we know that to thicken, we need to start with a roux. So we have our fat and we need an equal amount of flour. So I have 7 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. We're just going to whisk this in to make sure that the flour and the butter have combined and we have a chance to cook out any of that raw flavor. We only want this to go for about a minute.
Okay.
So that's come together. Now I'm going to slowly add some milk. So I have 5½ cups of whole milk. We just want to go slowly at the beginning so that we can make sure that the milk gets worked in and we don't have any big clumps. So I'm going to turn my heat up to medium-high and just bring this to a boil.
Okay.
You can see that we're just about at a boil. So I'm going to add my last 2 ingredients to the bechamel. I have a teaspoon of ground black pepper.
Okay.
And 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Now I'm going to whisk this constantly until it gets nice and thick, and you'll definitely be able to tell as soon as that happens. It should only take about a minute. All right, we have thickened, and now we're going to transfer to a big bowl so it'll cool down a little bit while we make our pesto.
Okay, great.
So we'll let it sit here for about 20 minutes.
Great.
The bechamel's done. Now it's time to talk about pesto.
Yes.
When you're prepping basil, as soon as you start to cut into it or tear it, it starts to bruise and starts to get brown.
Right, it's the oxidation.
Exactly. And pesto does the same thing. As soon as it's all mixed up, it's great for 2 seconds and then it's brown.
Right.
So we found that if we blanch the basil before we make the pesto, it's going to hold that nice green color a little longer.
Okay.
Now, I happen to have my water for my pasta already boiling.
Okay.
There's 4 quarts of water here. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of salt to the water. And obviously we're going to use that to season the pasta eventually, but it's also going to help to set the color in the basil. And I have 4 beautiful ounces of basil leaves here. I'm going to pop the whole thing in. And I'm just going to give it a quick dunk. And we're talking like 5 to 10 seconds. It really doesn't need a lot of time. So we want it while it's emerald and really not much longer than that. So I'm going to use my spider. You could use a slatted spoon if you don't have one of these. I have a salad spinner here. Now we spin.
Applying the brakes.
Yep. Whew. All right, so now we're going to pop this in our blender. Now we can add the rest of our pesto ingredients. So to the basil, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Now here's one of my favorite ingredients for this. It's a 1/4 cup of toasted pine nuts. And not every version of pesto uses pine nuts, and they don't all toast them. But boy, do you get a great flavor when you do.
Definitely.
And I have 2 garlic cloves, and you can just leave them whole because the blender will do the job.
All right.
And then another tablespoon of salt. We'll blend until everything's nice and smooth, about a minute.
Okay.
Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Nice and smooth. Our bechamel has cooled, and so now we're actually going to combine these 2 sauces.
Instead of separate layers?
Right. It's one super sauce, which also makes building the lasagna a lot easier.
Okay.
Look at that color. This is emerald. All right, so we'll mix these together.
Oh.
And as I'm mixing this in, I'm going to add my last 2 ingredients. I have 2 ounces of grated Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
It's about a cup. And then 2 teaspoons of grated lemon zest, which kind of leans into that whole idea of just lightening everything up, keeping the flavor really fresh. And we'll just fold in the cheese. So now the final thing we have to do is cook our pasta. Now we're using curly lasagna noodles. I have 17 noodles here. So we'll add these And we're gonna cook these until they're fully tender.
Right.
I'll go in and give them a stir every now and then just to make sure they're not sticking together.
Okay.
Well, let's check one of these noodles. Wow, see how floppy it is?
Floppy bendy.
Yes, absolutely tender. So we're gonna take it off the heat and I'm gonna go drain the noodles.
Okay.
Now we don't want the noodles to stick, so I'm gonna spray my sheet pan a little bit with some vegetable oil spray, and then we're gonna turn out the noodles onto the pan. And I'm gonna give it another spray. And I'll just toss them a little bit to make sure that they're separated. So, noodles are sprayed. I think we're ready to start assembling.
Fantastic.
We're building this in a 13 by 9-inch baking dish. We made a few extra noodles in case your dish is a little bit bigger than the length of the noodles.
Okay.
So, first thing we're gonna do is load up some sauce in a 1 cup measuring cup. We want a good heaping cup. So this is the base. So make sure you get in there and kind of smush it all the way into the corners. All right, so now we'll take 3 of our noodles. So we're gonna repeat this 3 more times with the sauce and the noodles.
Okay. 3 noodles each layer.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so this would be our last layer of noodles. So now we should have about a cup of sauce left. So I think we're good here. Now the last thing, I have another ounce of grated Parmesan here, which is about half a cup. And we'll sprinkle that over the top. And then we want to call back to that yummy toasted pine nut flavor that was in the pesto by topping the lasagna with another 1/4 cup of toasted pine nuts. I have my oven rack set at the middle position. It's heated to 375 degrees. We're gonna bake this until we start to see some bubbling around the edge. We're gonna look for some spotty browning on the top, and that's gonna take somewhere between 40 and 50 minutes.
Love what you're watching? Take your cooking to the next level with our Essential membership. Get instant access to thousands of recipes, tips, techniques, product reviews, and step-by-step videos. Our members app allows you to search by ingredient, set dietary preferences, and save your favorite recipes. For those looking to level up, our newest feature, ATK Classes, offers more in-depth instruction led by ATK experts so you can gain greater confidence in the kitchen. Start your free trial by visiting the App Store or going to americastestkitchen.com/YouTube today.
Let me get that rack for you. Oh my goodness.
Let me get this for you. Whoa. Whew, baby. See how it's bubbling around the sides? You've got some nice spotty browning all over it. But you know that we have a molten center in there, which if we cut into this now, the sauce will go all over the place.
Right.
So we really do need to give it time to set up, which is about 45 minutes.
I will wait for this. It's worth waiting for it, definitely.
We've been so patient.
45 minutes patient. That is cool enough, I'd say, to eat.
Okay. I think we're good.
I think we're
good.
great.
All right, so I'm gonna cut this, baby. Little crispy edges. Moment of truth.
Now, the thing about Christie is she's known for her stingy slices. Hubba, hubba. Cuts beautifully.
Look at those layers.
I was not expecting that. The texture inside with the bechamel and the pesto, it's ethereal. It's almost puffed a little bit.
It's rich, but not heavy.
No, it's silky on the inside. The flavor is out of this world. It's still vibrant, still basil pesto, no doubt about it.
For full episodes of your favorite cooking shows, head over to ATK's Full Episodes channel on YouTube. You can stream complete seasons of America's Test Kitchen, Cook's Country, and more. See you there.